Sadara Plaquemine 2014 graduation. Thank you all for coming and being a part of this very special evening. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Angela Warren. I'm a part of the Sadara North American support team, and I work with Terry Van Balaguyan and Kedona Fox at the Aramco Services building. I'm new to the team. I came here in August. I'd like to say it's an honor and a privilege to be a part of this project. Tonight we honor these trainees as they prepare to return to Kingdom and begin a new journey with Sadara. To all of you graduates, it's been very special to know each of you and to share some great moments at the cultural events and so on. Making sure you caught your flights home, we did some driving back and forth, and that was a pleasure to get to know everybody. Congratulations to each and every one of you. May your futures be filled with happiness and success always. Now it is my honor and pleasure to present to you the Plaquemine HR Manager of these graduates, Samir Hattab.
Thank you, Angela. The most important part of education is proper training. Ladies and gentlemen, good evening, and welcome to this event to celebrate the graduation of the Plaquemine trainees class of 2014. My name is Samir Hattab. I am the HR manager for the Louisiana sites, both Plaquemine and St. Charles. It's a great honor to be speaking to you all. Dear trainees, soon you will be completing your schooling and start lives differently. And remember the difference between school and life. As Tom Baudet, the Motel 6 announcer, once said, in school, you're taught a lesson and then given a test. In life, you're given a test that teaches you a lesson. Yesterday, you were trainees, now you are experts. You have worked hard for this day, and you deserve sitting here celebrating the results of your hard work. Tomorrow, you will head home to apply what you have learned. Congratulations. Trainees, I was happy to receive you at the airport almost a year ago, most of you. And I was happy to spend this time with you, and I'm happy to see you accomplished what you came here for. Graduation is one of life's major milestones. It's a time of celebration of all the hard work that had been done and the knowledge gained. It's also an opportunity to advance by showing determination for improvement. You've had a year full of excitement, and training was a big part of it. Another part was you got to know and enjoy life in the US, especially in this great state of Louisiana. You have enjoyed the cultural experience in the US. You have experienced some of Louisiana's best part, starting with the Capitol, the museums, the parks, the New Orleans experience, the swamp tours, and later, the out-of-state experience, the Dude Ranch in Banderas, Texas. And some of you expanded their experiences to Vegas and Florida and New York, California and Arizona, and many other states in between. Some states I haven't visited. I've been here for over 30 years.
You're going to show pictures of those endeavors, right?
We will.
Okay.
We will. Soon you will leave America. No more gumbo or crawfish. But I will be here and I will take care of that. And I will be here also to receive the new groups of trainees and do what I did with you and take the same path I went with you until the last graduate leaves. Once I was introducing myself to someone as an HR manager for Sadara. The name sounded foreign to him, and he wanted to know what that meant. Although it's an Arabic word, and it is my tongue, I said it means leader. It also means front, and it means best. I wanted to come up with a translation that is fair to this company. So I said, it means the best front leader. Dear trainees, make no mistake, you do belong to the best. Sadara had invested the time and money in training you at the hands of the most experienced trainers in the world. You are this company's greatest asset. So be loyal to Sadara and be proud of it, as it is. Loyal to you and proud of you, and Sadara will leave the light on for you. On a personal note, I admit I was a bit harsh on some of you at some times, but I hope by now you know that I did this for your own sake. I will remember you, and I will miss you all, one by one. Sadara and Dow Management, on mine and my trainees' behalf, I would like to thank all of those who supported us throughout this journey. I will not be able to mention everyone contributed to this success, but I must mention a few. Starting with Sadara's liaison manager for North America, that is the United States and Canada, Mr. Terry Balagoyan. My partner Ken, Cadona, and Angela in Houston. To be fair to all, I have written some names. I know some of you are hungry, but so I wrote them down. It just take half an hour. The list is long. Please look around you. If it's not a trainee, it's a contributor to this success. Seriously, look around you. Anybody that you see that is not a trainee has something to do with the success of this program. Mainly the trainers. Bobby Smitherman. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Stand up. Thank you, Bobby.
Thank you, thank you. We appreciate it.
Cochran. Are you wearing a tie?
Yes, sir.
Management, everybody, really, the superintendent, Nidal, the support we get from Houston, Nawab, everybody. I'm not gonna. So, where was I? We're gonna start showing you, or we start with the second speaker, Sultan.
Yes.
Sultan. When I first got interviewed for this job, I didn't have black hair. Not anymore. Sultan is one of our good trainees that is graduating today, and he was selected by the group, by all trainees, to speak, to say a few words. Sultan, go ahead.
Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. On behalf of my name and the names of my colleagues, we would like to welcome you and appreciate your coming, which is a pride of us. We don't want to take a lot of your time. Actually, we have thanks message for those who deserve thanks. First of all, thanks to Sadara for giving us this golden opportunity, which is the training program in the United States, to achieve the required success. Secondly, thanks to Dow Chemical Company for their help and cooperation in the program, especially our lead trainer, Mr. Bobby Smitherman, also Mr. Eric Scoop, and Mr. Ken White. To prepare us and let us be ready to start and commission new plans. We promise you to apply what we have learned. Thanks to polyethylene department represented by Mr. Hamad Balharith and Mr. Ned Isa for their visits and questions on us. Also, there is no words in the world that really deserve what Mr. Samir Hatab did for us. Thank you, Samir, a lot. Thank you so much. Finally, thanks a lot to my colleagues for giving me this golden opportunity. And really, we were one team. We lived together, we trained together, and we will do a lot together in the future. Thank you so much.
I would like to ask Nidal, stop by. Please.
We make a deal and I can go first next time?
I ruined it for you.
I don't know if I can top all these written speeches now. Good evening. Well, first let me start by saying thank you to all of you who took time away from your families to be with us tonight to celebrate such an amazing night. Very, very, very special occasion, the graduation of our polyethylene team. I'll tell you, I know Samir said the journey started about a year ago for most folks here at Plaquemine. But this journey started for us on the solution side many months even before that. And to tell you the truth, the reason it's very special, especially to me personally, is about 14 months ago, November of 2012, we actually were having some meetings in Houston, myself, Hamid, and many others. And the decision was made to have our first recruiting campaign in the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. And the window was about within 2-3 days we had to be there and do the interviews. So I got on a plane, headed to Saudi. I had been there before, but I'll be honest with you, never recruited, never hired anybody, just walked into it. And what you have to understand is for Sadara overall, you're talking about a $20 billion company. The pressure is on because we're the first group to go. So that was the first campaign for all of Sadara. 93 interviews, 3 days to do it. And so many of the people you see here today were interviewed at that time. Out of the 93, we went and interviewed them in 3 days, 12, 13, 14 hours, however many hours they were. We ended up hiring about 46 of those guys, offering them jobs. And so we finished the campaign, and you know, as you have long days, you really don't get a chance to really think about what you're doing. And then I got back on that plane, and that was the first opportunity I got to really think. And I realized we just hired half, at least for Solution Polyethylene, we just hired half of our team just out of this one campaign in a place that I've never recruited, don't know many of the folks there. And so it was an amazing concern in my head that we had at the time, or I had at the time. And I'll tell you, I'll look back today, and I cannot tell you how proud I am of every single employee we picked out of that campaign. Every single one of you guys is special, and I mean that. Looking back, I think the guys were top quality guys. They were very, very committed to what we wanted to do, and especially this group. We have multiple groups in other places, and we've had our challenges. A new company, a lot of things do not exist, a lot of systems do not exist, and we've had many people maybe complain about this or that. This specific group has been the absolute best, bar none. And when I say that, it's a lot of credit goes to them for the way they handle their business, the professional way they approach their concerns, and also speaks very loudly about the folks that were here taking care of them. Samir, starting with you, really appreciate everything you've done for them. I know you are an absolute key player in making this happen, and I thank you very much. Thank you. Bobby, Ken, Eric, thank you so much. You guys have done an amazing job. I know the quality of the training is absolutely fantastic. And like I said, we've seen many other locations, and I mean it. You guys have done an amazing job, and I can't wait for you guys to get in Kingdom, or at least most of you, to help us out over there. So thank you all as well. Thank you. Terry and the entire OJT team as well, Angela and all the rest of the team. Some of you I might not know. Also, really appreciate your support, and I know you've gone out of your way to support our guys, not only just in the training side, but also in the culture exposure to the local culture side. So I really appreciate that as well. Thank you, every one of you. Nawaf, I know you've done a great job supporting us. Like I said, the journey started earlier, and one of the challenges we had is actually to get these guys visas to come to the U.S. In a post 9/11 world, that's not a very easy deal to do. And Nawaf, I cannot even thank you enough, not only for these guys, but for many others that you've gone out of your way to get us these visas in a very, very short period of time. I don't know who you know, but thank you very much. Larry, I'd be, where's Larry? I'm sorry. Okay. Thank you very much from a Dow, Louisiana site support side. This site has been amazing in supporting us. Larry, I really appreciate all you've done. I know there were a lot of concerns about the number of people we can send here. The site went out of their way to support us and to get as many as they can in the site, training at the same time, even though there were some really technical details and challenges that we had to overcome, Larry went out of his way to support us, so thank you very much. And, you know, Hamad, I don't know what to say. Hamad is our leader for our organization, and I'll tell you, none of this could have happened without his support. From day one up till today, and the support continues throughout every single thing we needed. He's the type of leader that's absolutely on top of it, providing us the support we need to do what we need to do, and I really thank you very much, Hamad, for all your support. Now, with that said, I have to say, you guys had a very special experience, and like I said, this day is very special because not only you did get exposed to be trained by some of the best trainers, you also were located at a facility that was not built too long ago. It's one of the latest facilities that have an MET technology, the most effective technology is what we call endowed. And you got to be trained in a great location with fantastic trainers. But also, like Samir said, one thing you guys did, which for Sadara is a very, very important thing, which is to get exposed to the local culture. And that was not by mistake, that was by design. You guys got to get exposed to the way business is done here. Also get exposed to the work processes in Dow, how Dow does business. You got exposed to how people treat each other. How do we manage our lives? I say we because I lived here for quite a while. And so that's a very important aspect of your experience here as well. That if you hear our CEO always say, Sadara will be a game changer, that piece and that factor is a major factor in making that happen when you go back in Kingdom. And so we look forward to having you back there. Also, will tell you, you know, we heard about the, you didn't mention jambalaya, did you?
Oh, no.
You didn't, okay. But I've heard there are a few excellent cooks in the team as well, so we have high expectations when you go back. I have the names, so we'll be expecting some dishes on both sides, some local jambalaya as well as some kapsa back home. So, and the last thing I'd like to say is for Sadara as a whole, Sadara is important as a whole, but Solution Polyethylene is the first set of facilities that will actually have to start up in Sadara Chemical. And if you think about that, our facilities will actually also generate a very, very significant amount of the revenues as well as the profits. And I'm talking between a third to half of Sadara revenue and profit will come from these facilities. So what I'm trying to say here is I'm trying to highlight how critical this team is to Sadara Chemical. First facility is to start up, generating majority of the revenue and profits, and with it, it's an opportunity, but it's also an amazing challenge. And for you guys, you had a special opportunity to come train in OJT. Majority of our team, not the majority, but a little bit less than half of them really never made it to OJT. So you guys will be relied on. You're not looked at just by myself or Hamad, but you're looked at all the way up from the CEO, is looking at this group, along with the folks that went to Canada, to deliver what Sadara needs delivered safely, on time, on budget. We'll try the on budget piece, but that's at least our worries. Safety and on time are very critical at this stage. So with the amazing opportunity you got to train here comes a responsibility to deliver to Sadara. And I cannot wait for you guys to get back in Kingdom as we pull this puzzle together with the various guys coming from various places. The team is starting to assemble. I cannot wait for you to take this teamwork you established here to take back in Kingdom. We'll try to keep it going there. And absolutely elated to have you there and have some of the Dow support go with you as well. Thank you guys very much. Really appreciate you. Thanks.
Good job. Thank you. Am I supposed to say something?
Please.
I'm making sure. we started years ago planning the OJT. It was just plans at that time. But to be here and see these smiley faces, all the excitement is so fulfilling. I second all the thanks that was given this evening. There's one group that wasn't mentioned, and I'd like to thank them. They're not in the room. Well, some of them are in the room, but for the graduates, I'm not going to call you trainees, because you are graduates. You're beyond the training, at least for now. When you go to the side, Nadal has a different story for you.
I'm going to call them experts.
Experts.
Yeah, the expectation has been set very high, right?
Exactly. And that group is your families. I know they went through a lot of sacrifices to get you here, and also to keep you focused on the training that you have to go through over here. I know some of you brought their families, but even with that, I know there is some hardship involved in that. So for those, for your families, even though they're not here, but please pass the message to them. I would like to thank them from the bottom of my heart. And let's give them a hand, even though they're not here. I wasn't planning to say something actually, but because I wanted to say this thank you note, but since I got the podium, you guys are stuck. Another, how much time do we have before I head back to Houston?
We need to leave before midnight.
She told me to be back before midnight. So. No, I think all the speeches that were given, I agree with all that's been said. Nidal touched on some of the challenges that we'll be facing going forward, and the expectations that we have from you. This part that you went through was hard. You went through a lot of challenges, but what's lying ahead of you is even more. Our standards in Sadara is set very, very high, whether it is safety, performance, or otherwise. And I would like to see you guys around for a long time. But if you don't perform, I'm sorry, we're going to show you the door. I don't want to spoil the party tonight, but I want to be very, very clear, because we are serious about our business. You've come from different companies, you have your own background. Sadara is going to be different. And Sadara, whoever is going to make Sadara different is you, it's not us. We'll help you, we'll facilitate everything for you, so you perform and you reach your potential. But those who want to leave behind, basically we're not going to drag you, we'll just show you the door. And I'm sure none of this group will put us in that situation. The other point I want to highlight is you're going to go back to a construction site. It will be towards the end of construction, but it's still a construction site. And in a construction site, there are a lot of people. There are people who speak different languages. The communication is difficult. A lot of you may have been in similar situations. But we are going to call on you to be the policeman. These are your facilities. If you see somebody wandering around your facilities, somebody putting himself in harm's way, send them out. Take them away from your site. I want to see the sense of ownership. These are your facilities, this is your home. You're going to spend more time there than you spend at home. So make sure that you're comfortable, safety-wise, and if you see somebody, unsafe situation, or somebody around who's not supposed to be around, especially during the pre-commissioning, commissioning, and startup, please push them away. You've got my support. You've got the adult support. You don't have to come and check with us. If you see me walking around the plant not wearing my full PPE, step up to me and say, please, you go wear the right PPE or you're not allowed to be here. And I promise you, I will quiz you on this. You probably see me around the plant without my safety shoes, as a Kamala. And if you look down there and see my fancy shoes and you say, it's okay, you're in trouble. Seriously. So I want you to have this sense of ownership. It is your grant. This is your future. Sadara is built not only for you, but for your children and children's children. And we want it to be like that. We want it to be the example for not only for the companies in Jubail, but we want it to be the example worldwide. We invested in you. You trained with the best trainers in the room, and we spent a lot of money. Now it's going to be payback. One final thing, and I have to say this. I have to thank Nabal, because every time I look at you guys, not only this group, but the group in Canada as well, and the group in the Kingdom, I look at them and say, you know what, you really did good. You know, the hiring, you picked the right people. So I think we should give him a Now I'm going to go back to all the thank yous, because it's going to be midnight before we're done. But really, for everybody who supported us in this program, thank you very much. It's been difficult, I know, but you made it easy. For the trainees, this is not the end of the road. Some of you will be moving to the Kingdom, and the advice I always give is, if you get invited by one of the experts, do not accept it. Because if you do, all of them will be in line inviting you to go to their house. And before you know it, you're going to go to the hospital to shrink your stomach. So if you have to accept the invitation, make sure it's an invitation from the whole group and not from well, I know I'm standing between you and dinner, so I'll stop there. Thank you very much.